I'm a Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Aisha Sister Show. I am Honey, joined by Queen Sue and our sister Shantae Worsham L. Thank you for another episode of the Aisha Sister Show. If you're online right now, please take this time to like, share, and subscribe to our podcast. All right, Queen, would you like to say hello to the people?
Yes, I would like to tell everybody happy blessed Sunday. It's a pleasure to be here with you all once again, and I hope that you all be able to join us every second and fourth Sunday moving forward. Thank you. And every second and fourth Sunday.
Okay. Shantae, would you like to say hello to our guests?
Yes. Hi. Thank you all, ladies, for having me back. Hey, everyone. I hope your Sunday is off to a wonderful day. Excited to be here to discuss this wonderful and important topic about our babies.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. This is definitely a topic that needs to be discussed. Definitely. Um, truancy has always been a thing here in Chicago. I've been knowing kids that ain't been to school in forever. Even when I was little, I had friends that just didn't come to school like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we're here to discuss this because, it's something that we all definitely need to talk about. But before we get started, I would like to open up with prayer so that we can let more of God in and less of ourselves. Okay, Queen, you want to lead the prayer? You want me to pray? Queen? Oh, okay. All right, palms up. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal Latina a'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim wala dalin. Amen. Thank you, guys. All right. Okay, we're going to take a brief commercial break, you guys, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Aisha Sisters Productions. Got the vision but need the firepower? Look no further. We don't just create, we dominate. Whether it's e-flyer creation, commercial production, or top-tier advertising and promotion, we take your brand to the next level. Need a podcast setup or already running one? Let us handle the backstage production like pros. Stay in front of the mic while we handle everything behind the scenes. Don't just get noticed, get remembered. Contact Aisha Sisters Productions today for all your streaming and production needs. It's time to elevate your brand. We'll take you there.
All right, welcome back. Okay, right now we are joined by Regina. Is this Regina, Sue?
It
Mhm.
Hi, Regina.
Hi, honey. How you doing? I'm gonna pull my car over in a minute so that I can get there. I was trying to get to my office so I could be on the computer. Right now, you guys got me on my phone. I'm gonna pull over, but I hear everything. Okay.
Okay, not a problem. Not a
Who all on there?
problem.
Let me see what's
Myself,
up.
Queen Sue, Shantae Worsham L, and yourself.
Okay. Praise God. Am I late? Did they do the prayer?
Yeah, you like
I'm late. I'm late. Okay. Okay. The next restaurant I'm gonna pull over. Hey, what is this right here?
Mhm.
All this. Okay, let's go right here.
So yeah, I just gotta get the full screen for it
Ooh.
too.
Okay, you getting it?
Okay.
Hey, Ruthie.
Okay.
Hey, Sonia.
Mhm.
We
Oh,
can't get them on this.
yeah.
You might be able to.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Everybody on?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, um, we all know that truancy is a big thing going on here in Chicago. Now, I'm gonna play this video, and I want us to piggyback off the
Can't get the
video.
full screen.
Um, I think it's real insightful, and we can probably kick the show off with this.
Judy, if public education is considered an investment in our future, then Chicago has a serious problem with the rate of return. New data obtained tonight by the ABC 7i team revealing that about 30% of Chicago public school students are at risk of not taking part in classes during the school year that starts today.
We identify students based on their attendance, truancy, grades, discipline, and so we identified specific indicators and weighed them and identified who was at risk, who was at high risk of not re-engaging.
Not re-engaging is CPS talk for playing hooky, the old school term for students who are habitually absent, AWOL from classes. They just don't show up for school. According to new data obtained tonight by the I-Team after a public records request, CPS has identified 100,274 students as considered to be in need of interventions or outreach in order to facilitate their full engagement for the upcoming school year. In other words, 100,274 students likely to regularly skip class or be late, about a third of the entire district. The significant number of missing students is not for want of trying, according to CPS officials and City Hall.
There's a huge
All right. So, as you can see, and I think that video is probably about 3 years old now,
I'm just gonna get it to full screen.
and it was
Good.
over 100,000 kids that was missing school every quarter. So, what do you guys have to say about that? Like, what's the opinion? Like, what's going on here?
Yes. So if I may jump in, I think it's a multi-layered issue that we're seeing right now. A number of things are happening. The homelessness rates in Chicago, Illinois, especially within our community, is through the roof. We have 83% of people who are homeless in Chicago identify as Black, and we make up 16% of Chicago. There's also the community violence and the transitions of being able to get to and from school safe is another challenge and issue for the babies to be in school, in addition to the disciplinary actions in a way that the school system is responding to our children, when a lot of the challenges they're seeing in the school have to do with trauma or complex trauma reactions. And so I think that there's a number of different things that are kind of that are intersecting and creating the issue of truancy that we're seeing. But I'm not going. I want to give Miss Regina an opportunity to speak as well.
Okay. Okay, Miss Regina.
Okay, wait. I'm trying to get it back right on my phone. Uh,
We see
okay,
you
come on.
and we
We
hear
see
you
you and
loud
hear
and
you.
clear.
We can get it from here. Let's get it on that.
Yes. Drop the connection and pick it back up then.
Drop the connection.
Okay, well, Miss Regina will be back.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you
Yeah.
have to say, Miss Queen?
What I gotta say about truancy, from the time that I've been shared as far as schooling is concerned with a lot of different parents, the parents that's in a different age bracket and stuff like that. The parents uh of let me see what I'm trying to say the age bracket has made a lot of moms leave their children at home to watch their children. You hear what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
it got so familiar with the kids being at home because they had to be there to watch their sibling or do what they had to do. The truancy people used to come knocking on our doors, and you used to go to court and everything if you didn't go to school. That's not in the system like that no more. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe out somewhere in the suburbs, but in the community, you're not finding where they are attentive to our children because they don't care about them being in school. They don't care about their education. It's not important to them that it should be to the parents anymore. You know, so I feel that with the Chicago public school being in a disarray, the way that they are, that is causing a whole lot of truancy and the lack of responsibility that the parents are taking with their children at home. So it
Okay.
is very important that this subject be addressed for the simple fact that no knowledge, no growth. You hear what I'm
That's
saying? And we
right.
losing
Yes.
our children every day to this.
Yes. 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 Yeah, I had another video about the amount of children in public school in Chicago public schools they can't even read or do basic math. You know, so what they doing? They just passing the kids like
Unfortunately, so yeah, a lot of the times they're being passed on, and then that deals with self-esteem, right? Because the children are teasing each other. Sometimes the teachers are outright being very hurtful to the children,
Hmm.
and so it makes it so where it's very it can be very discouraging to even come to school at any for any reason. If they feel like
right.
they can't excel, or if they're being told blatantly that they're not going to amount to anything, or they're being teased, especially as they get older, their re, it, um, their peers' reactions to them has a really big influence.
Mhm.
Yes, Regina, you able to hear us now?
Almost.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, I don't know how to do this. Ruthie is doing it.
So
Just
you
This
like
can't
is
hear
a
us? We
beautiful
hear you,
topic. I do have something to say if I can ever get hooked up right.
but
you
you
hooked
hooked
up,
up. I
don't
We
told
can
talk.
you
hear
what
You
you.
we're gonna
hooked
do.
up.
We hear you, we see you.
You
What
we
else
hear
you
you
need
and
from
see
us?
you. We hear you and see you.
Now, okay, now I'm not hooked up to the card.
Okay.
Okay, as far as we can cut it up. God, why did I hit that wrong button? I
You
apologize. I hit the wrong button.
you on here now.
Jesus.
You hear loud and
Now
clear.
I might can cut the
Yeah.
phone on,
Yeah.
cut the call on now,
Yeah.
and it'll connect.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus, I wish I was in my top at the office.
Regina, we can hear and see
Yes,
you
Lord.
very clear. We can hear you and see you very clearly. Just, if you start talking, you can just do your thing. You on here.
Now it should connect.
If it doesn't, I can turn the volume up in your apps.
But we hear you
Okay, they
we,
hear us.
just fine, and we see you.
Okay, could you cut the volume up
Yeah.
so that I can hear?
Well, this is the first time that she ever did the streamline podcast with the phone and stuff like that, so she was trying to see how to get it, but she don't know your face is already connected. We hear everything what you're saying, so you might as well speak on what you were saying about the schooling and stuff. All right, next.
Okay. Um. All right. For me, I like. I'm in agreement with Shantae. I feel like it's
Mm-hmm.
multifaceted, multi layers. The schools are dropping the ball. The parents are dropping the ball. Um. And the kids are just falling through the cracks. You know, they really don't have any control over that.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying, but and they're the ones that's suffering in the end because in today's society, you have to read, you have to know how to count, you have to know how to do math. These things are not these are essentials to survival.
Right.
And we are raising a generation of children who are unprepared to live as an adult in this world. You
Yeah.
know, when you don't go to school, you lose social skills.
Hmm.
You know, it's a lot goes into that, you know, with the schools. Hey, Fatima. Okay, she
It,
muted.
Lord Jesus. I
Peace and
hope we can get there.
blessings.
I should
Sorry,
have kept driving to my office.
I got to get into this topic.
Okay. God. And this can't go up no farther.
No, it's up.
Jesus. I know. Get my other purse. Get my other purse. I got a speaker and connect it to the speaker.
okay.
Shit.
Did you
Forget
grab
the.
the web phone back from Kirby?
I ain't worried about that right
No, I
now. I'm
mean,
trying to
I
get
could
on
do it from
this.
there.
What-
I'm looking.
It's a little bitty speaker. Right. Now connect. It's already connected. I just need to turn it on. Right here.
If I may just add, I think what's important is to recognize for all of us on here and all of the viewers is that
You
we it's
turn
a
it on.
collective solution. Like all of
Sweetie
the
said we just
adults,
push the
all of
button. Is
us
it
are
that one?
responsible for helping to make sure the children are prepared because we could teach them math in the kitchen, putting together
Mhm.
food and measuring stuff. You know, there's different ways for us to be able to help our children learn these essentials in ways that may not be the traditional format of the school system.
That's true.
Yeah, because I have my son now. Like when I first started him to cooking, you know, follow the recipes. So then, you know, now he's asking questions about half cups and quarter cups and 2/3 and teaspoons versus tablespoons. So you definitely right there are some life skills that as parents we can teach our children. Even with grocery shopping, you know, you're teaching them, you know, prices and the amount of money that things cost and you know just basic skills. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's very important that everybody get together, in their communities around they surrounding cities and everything, and start brainstorming because we're losing our children to these streets, and they don't even know the correct way of penmanship anymore because they're so used to tacking up on the computers. With the computer age, it took a whole lot out from the kids, and then by them being truants at the same time, you know, these kids is like at third and second grade levels now with they learning and stuff, and it's all around. I bump into so many kids because I deal with a lot of youth. You know what I'm saying? And the intelligence of the things that they know is my little grandkids 4 and 5 years old know better.
Yeah.
And different people in different community, uh they take out all the special time to make sure that they direct their community of their children in the right direction as far as schooling and education and stuff is concerned. Okay, the grandbaby, sorry.
Fatima, what are your thoughts?
Fatima, what are your thoughts?
And it starts at home.
Definitely.
There's something wrong with the mics.
No, everybody pretty much muted except for me and
Oh,
you.
okay. Okay. I know Regina don't hear us. That's why she had the phone to her ear.
She doesn't hear us.
No, we hear her, but she wasn't hearing us.
Oh, okay, okay.
She
Shantae,
wasn't
you're
hearing.
muted, so we can't hear you. Okay. What were you saying, Shantae?
Oh, just telling the baby to cover her mouth. But
Oh, that's so
agree
sweet.
but I do agree with Fatima that a lot of this does start at home, and we can make sure that our children are prepared by what it is that we're teaching them at home. And sometimes, unfortunately, the schools themselves, we've depended. One second, Pam. We've depended too much on the schools to do for our babies, and we got to take more back some of the ownership in the community and at home, and as parents, as aunties, grandparents, etc., uncles if they're being out here listening, daddies, etc. Because we all have a part in making sure our children are prepared,
That part.
feel safe, have social
Yeah,
skills. And there are a number of ways we can make sure they're getting these things.
you're so right. So right. As parents, we definitely have to step it up and do our job too.
And part of stuff is it has a lot to do with there's not a lot of village building, but now you can't really say anything like that to people's kids. And I mean, personal preference is not a matter to want to, but and when I was growing up, everybody, if you was out of line doing something wrong or whatever the case may be, the neighbor down the street was gonna get on you. And then they was gonna tell your mom that she was gonna get on you too. You see what I'm saying? You don't see a lot of that today. Um, then on top of that, like a lot of the children, like Quincy was saying, they're very smart. They raising the parents. I've seen a lot of that too.
Mhm.
Definitely
Yeah.
need that village structure back in.
Definitely. Definitely. Gas to do it. Gas to do it.
Yeah, we got to come as a collective. You know what I'm saying? Um, for the put a project together for the get
You
these
too.
children back. Because we losing them. We losing them. Miss Virginia, you made it on there now.
Praise God, I made it on there. Thank you, Jesus. There was a whole battle. Uh, I missed a lot of it, but what happened is when they start closing our schools down. First
Hmm.
and foremost, we're gonna take it a little farther back than that.
Okay.
When they took our prayer out the school,
Hmm.
number one. Then from prayer, don't forget they took our national anthem, lift every voice. Then they stripped our history up out of the school. Then they closed schools and transferred our children to unsafe grounds. And what I mean, when they closed the schools in our community and our kids had to travel elsewhere, some of the parents didn't have the means to take their children. So they created this safe passage, which a lot of our kids didn't make it because I'm a vice lord and I'm going into Soul's territory. And a lot of the kids was jumped on. They stopped going to school. The mothers might thought that they was going to school, but they wasn't. So that's what a chewed, being tired of being late, not coming. I experienced that with my child, and I carried him to school, but he was going out the back door. When I tried to take him even to Weston House, and we stayed over there by Orr, taking him out of his norm into unfamiliar territories, fighting every day and everything. So he dropped out. We have a lot of children that stop going to school because the mothers, the fathers being incarcerated, grandma raising me, I'm not having enough. So the little gym shoe boys get a hold to them. The violence that they're experiencing, social media, the listening to it's okay to degrade a woman, calling them bees and all this other stuff because of the social media that they're listening to. One of the solutions, and our kids have behavior problems, But first and foremost, ladies, what we have to realize, this is the devil's time to roam. These are the Gene X children that they talk about in the Bible. How we have to save our children is first and foremost. We used to make our children go to church. That's one thing Sonia stands on with her grandchildren. They have no fear and no fear of God. We
Mm-hmm.
have to, as a whole, it starts within the family. I heard somebody say that. It starts within the family first and foremost. But if that family is disconnected from God, that means we as a community need to help that family. That means that we have to take the children and the mother and father follows. It takes our children, and don't forget, our children experience trauma every day. It's in the community. They see death. They see the addictions. They
Mm-hmm.
see a lot and they
Yeah.
don't get counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Where if they was another color, they receive counseling and everything that they need. So we as a community and we ladies that's here together, we need to teach our children, especially the little girls. This is where I'm at with it. I can't teach and raise a man, but I can raise a girl and a daughter. Always old values. It stopped in my generation because we the one that started and started messing up. And a lot of things that was passed from us, from our moms, from our grandmothers and stuff, we did not pass to our children. We have to go back. Always remember it took a community to raise us. If I
Mm-hmm.
do something wrong out there, the neighbors gonna whoop me, and by the time I get to home, I'm getting another whooping.
Yep.
Whereas now, the women's in the family, if our kids get in trouble, they go out there to fight with them. So we
Right.
have to recondition our community back to old ways and old values. And it's gonna take all of us. Starting back my program, I gave it a month off, and in that, these kids got counseling, but they also is shown another way of life. And that's working with the whole family as a whole. And we're doing things and taking them out of their community and showing them that the world is bigger than their community.
That's right.
We we can't worry about the guns. Think about it. We didn't put the guns in our children's hands. It just didn't happen. They dropped them off in our community.
Jeez, that's right.
So
Okay,
you
Miss.
guys not
Okay, okay,
okay.
pardon me. Hold on, you guys, because the
Uh
audience has they started chiming in, and I've been holding them back. We got to talk to our people. Okay.
okay.
So Red said, "Honey, I didn't know you had a Sunday show." Red, the Aisha Sister Show is every second and fourth Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for logging
Yes.
on. And Miss Regina, to what you said, he said, "Yes, indeed." Right. And
Yes.
my cousin Tammy Turner said, unfortunately, due to the No Child Left Behind Act, the schools aren't enforcing aren't enforcing, and the kids aren't attending because the parents aren't involved as they should be. But the schools still push them out
Yes.
basic knowledge. Ain't that something? That's terrible. Thank you for your
Yes. Yes.
cousin. Yeah, and that's happening. We were just talking about that. Like, how is it that these kids are in and they're getting passed and they can't read, they can't do math. Like
Right.
they dropping the ball. Tammy said, "Yes, Miss Regina, that's right."
Yes.
For Pendergrass said, "Amen." Uh, Tori
Yes.
Samora Samori Tori. Hey, Samori. He said wisdom. That's right. And
Yes.
unlearn to relearn. Yes, we have to reprogram,
Yes.
reprogram,
Yes.
and reproduce. You so
Yes.
you so right. Felicia Pendergrass said, yes, Miss Regina. Dimitri,
Yes.
our topic for today is Beyond the Bell, addressing trauma and truancy in Chicago. You know, we talking
Yes.
about these truant kids. Okay, Miss Regina.
Okay. Now it's just like, do you not know it's only 60 children in Manly High School?
I thought it was only they said 35 last night or something. It was a crazy
No,
number.
I'm working with Manly as we speak,
Uh-huh.
and it's 60 children, and that's high school.
In the
And the
home.
reason why, don't forget, they close a lot of our CPS in these charter schools, quote unquote, got our CPS monies. And they building a lot of new schools in our neighborhood. We're not waking up to what's really happening to people of our color. They only gave us 50 years and they coming back forward. And our children, do you not know the penitentiary, every bed is brought by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And that person gets $60,000 a year for our children. So that's modern slavery now.
That's right.
So if I put this gun in this baby's hands and he's 14, 15, just say from 13 to 25, and I give him life, I'm guaranteed 60 years that I'm going to get paid. The state don't own that. So we have to open our eyes and see what the system is doing to our kids.
That's right.
And not just the kids, but the family as a whole. Look at the drugs. Ain't no
Mm-hmm.
more drugs. This is man-made drugs. Look at our people
Mm-hmm.
destroying us, putting us back to slavery.
Yep. Yep.
You know, a lot of black people,
Great.
let's not get wrong. These immigrants is over here, they allowed that for a reason. The rich people. That's why Trump got his platform, nothing but immigrants. A lot of blacks is falling for that. Ain't nothing we gonna lose out on, just not our kids, but our resources and everything else.
That's right. That's right. Because
And
everything is
and
allowed.
now, you're right. So now a lot of us gotta get together, we got counselings and all that. We have to make a difference. We just can't talk about it. We have to be able to come up with solutions. Whether they right or wrong, we got to try it.
That's right.
And everybody's opinion is valid. And we got to start going into the houses, helping that mother that's raising her babies by herself, providing food for her, providing clothing and shelter that she can help and concentrate on her babies.
Okay.
And most of all, getting them all back to a church that is not about money, but about helping our
People.
people and saving our souls.
That's
That's
right.
what I feel,
Okay, you
you
guys, we got
know.
a brief commercial break. We'll be right back.
Ruthie.
Welcome to Aisha Sisters Productions. Got the vision but need the firepower?
That's
Look no
that's
further.
spot on.
We
And
don't just create,
that No
we
Child Left
dominate.
Behind
Whether it's
Yeah.
e-flyer
is
creation,
garbage
commercial
because
production, or top-tier
they're
advertising
not
and
learning
promotion,
anything by
we
this.
take your
Everybody,
brand
you get
to
an
the
award,
next
and you get an
level.
award, and you
Need a
get to pass,
podcast
and you get to
setup
pass.
or
No, you
already
didn't
running one?
earn it. You
Let
didn't
us
learn
handle the
anything.
backstage production
Right.
like
They
pros.
just passing up
Stay in front of the mic
to get
while
them
we
out of
handle
school
everything
and they
behind
have
the
a
scenes.
quote.
Don't just get noticed, get remembered. Contact
trying to
Aisha
bump up their
Sisters
quotas,
Productions today
especially
for
in the
all your
inner
streaming
city,
and production
Yes.
needs. It's
and it's
time
a
to elevate your
hindrance.
brand. We'll take you there.
Yes.
All right, you guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the Aisha Sister Show
Your
podcast.
microphone is muted
Today's
too.
topic is Beyond the Veil, addressing trauma and truancy in Chicago. Hey, I am joined by my co-host, Queen Sue, Shantae Worship L, D. Woo, Regina Lewis, and Fatima El Rahim. Welcome back, you guys. And if you're watching this at this time, please like, share, and subscribe to our podcast, and share this podcast on your social media platforms. Thank you very much. Okay, where were we, ladies?
All right. So when Miss Deborah was speaking on the fact of that is totally true what she said, but at the same time too, we do have to stop in a system that we know the agenda for. Meaning that we know these things that are set out here to change the environment for these kids. It brings back to what I said earlier. Each one, it starts with the fact of us actually taking accountability at home. It's not just what they are actually doing, it's what we're doing in the background. Now, everyone doesn't have that mindset to put that into play, like she was saying, coming together to help. You know what I mean? When you talk like a village building, you know. But again, not everyone wants you to say anything, but you move right on from that or whatever. Sometimes you just have to say it, and then as long as you said it, that later on to think about it. Sometimes it be like that, but we have to get out of that mentality of understanding what the plots and the plans are to destroy the black community, and actually move forward with what we need to do to avoid those things.
I know I'm joining in late, but one thing I will say is that no matter the agenda, no matter what, politically, system wide, whatever anyone's agendas are, we have to be a reader of people, and we have to have our own minds to circumvent those agendas. When we see things that occur in our school systems, in our neighborhoods, we see that they put guns in our brothers and sisters' hands. They drop them off in the hood, and they want to lock us up for the guns that they dropped off in the hood. It's an agenda, and we have to see it. We have to be strong minded in our homes and in our communities to go against the attack of the devil, or against his agenda, whatever that agenda is. We have to be strong minded in order to do that, and a lot of people are not. So to speak, they just want to kind of fit in with the status quo, and go with the program. And that's messing up our communities, and it creates a lot of trauma.
To that point, if I may, is I think was one of the things we got to start addressing is the mental health and the impact that this intergenerational trauma has caused on our ability to regulate, to respond to our children in ways that's not re-traumatizing them. Because it's hard to learn something when your brain is focused on survival. The same way it's hard for parents to focus on responding and doing what they want to do with their children when they're focused on how I'm gonna pay these bills, keep a roof over their head, clothe them, feed them, etc. So to all of y'all point, we really do have to figure out how do we come together and focus on the solutions and reduce one second, baby, reduce the stigma around mental health, because any human that would experience what we have experienced as a people would be going through and experiencing and some of the challenges we're experiencing. So once we're able to begin addressing our mental health, right, we're able to do better and actually get rid of all that helplessness, all of that distrust, all of that hatred, and all some of the issues that are contributing to the cycles that we're talking about and that we want to break and need to break.
Yeah.
I think what people don't really realize is that our trauma goes and it starts back in slavery times. When we were back in Africa, we were people who lived off the land, and we were people who were fine sleeping in huts and dancing with little clothing on, and having enough to eat for us all to just be merry and not full. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when we crossed the ocean and got here and started slavery and started submission to, people and servitude. Our trauma started, and it's deep rooted in our veins. It really is deep rooted in our veins, and it's engraved in our spirits. And we have to really figure out a way to get around that. And I don't know how we do that, but it needs to be done in some way, shape, or form.
We can't hear you,
Who
Regina.
you are. You gotta know who you are and where you came from. Like my family was the help back then in slavery. And the help was the one that was in the house cooking and doing their cleaning, their laundry and all of that. But what one of the solutions of today, what we need to do to help our generation, we need to start a motherhood committee, Sonia. We need to
Mm-hmm.
get the mothers that really want the help and want to make a help in the community and a difference, not with just their children, but with the other children as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
And we have with us forming that committee, when people see what we doing, that's gonna reach out and other people gonna want to join start a parenting group in their community. And what I mean by parenting committee, that means that the parents in there, we gonna help them if they got problems, like my baby was saying, with clothing, with whatever that child needs, in order for that parent to focus on trying to pay these bills. Whatever that's in the household that's causing them to have some type of grievance in it. And we're going to come up with solutions and problems to help. One family at a time. From one family at a time, we're going to reach multitudes.
Mm-hmm.
And we starting that now. A lot of us, just like me, it's hard for me to deal with my grandchild, but it's
Mm-hmm.
easier for someone else to. That's why I said it's going to take all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And like in my behavior modification program, it's harder for me to talk to my grandbaby because I'm grandma than my therapist, my psychologist, or my psychiatrist, or my counselor. Our children not going to talk to us, but they'll talk to someone of importance that they could trust, that they could feel like I could open up to. It's a lot of things that's going on in the household. These mothers got these boyfriends and got girls, and the boyfriends messing with the girls. So I might be 9 years old. I'm gonna go on and let you do what you want to do to me, so you don't mess with my 7 year old. And I could tell this much. I used to empower my girls to tell their mothers. But after, I believe it's strike threes, after I did tour like that, the mother believed a man and took my babies to Hot Grove and put them on Ritalin. So now I'm empowering my little girls. If I could show you, that's why I got boxing off the block,
Mm-hmm.
self-defense. By the time you take care of your business, your mama can't do nothing but believe you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming up with a solution to the problem that this child have had, or these children are going through. So that's what we got to come up with. Like you say, mental health. We all is they done came up with this new word, mental health. Hell, we all got that, especially with pressure
Mm-hmm.
and the issues that are we going through, the bipolar, the depression. I can't do this, I can't do that. And we all in our family is suffering with somebody in our family with addiction. So how do we come up with solutions around in that it will not affect our children, but thrive them to to grow. You know, I even with the little gym shoe boys, enough people like me, I jump out and I talk to them. I offer them, when you get sick and tired of being tired, come see me because I've been there, done that. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
us is not giving back what God have given us and have saved us from. We got to go back and reach it out and tell the kids this. So when they get across that road or come to that crossroad, they can say, yeah, Mama Lewis said this. Yeah, Mama Sonia said that. And maybe they'll change their mindset.
Okay, Santino White said the key to this is as we as parents have to reprogram our children by homeschooling
Yes,
our children. Take a look at what the kids are learning in school. Back when I was coming up, my mother would sit me down and ask, "What did you learn today?" The
yes,
penitentiary is privately owned and they need a head count to stay open. Yes, they do.
yes,
Yes, they
Yeah.
do. And
yes,
I invested
yes,
in stock years ago, and I remember
yes,
some people was telling me that it was so much money in prisons, and I refused
yes,
to put my money in that, even though it would have financially been beneficial. I just couldn't imagine me financially
yes,
gaining off my brothers being locked down like that. Like
yes.
there was no way that I was gonna be able to do that.
Yeah. They asked me that it was down there at the stock market buying a bed. And they say, Regina, you gonna go get you a bed? I said, what I wanna owe somebody for? Don't forget people about Tam. Tam was opening up a design to see how long would it take people of our color crack with no touch, no communication for 24/7. They found out 10 years that man could be by himself, never touch nobody, never have a visit, can't even touch his own mail for 10 years and feeding him soy that he did not start losing his mind or talking to himself. So that's where the 23 and 1 came from. They've been experimenting with us for a while. We gotta
Yes.
we gotta open up, look what's happened, and deprogram our children and get a hold to them.
That's right.
Just like you said, in the household, it starts there. But if it's not in a household, it might take another person outside the household to come into the household and start with the children. Maybe you'll get the parents.
See, but and here's the thing with that, right? You know,
Mm,
as with the parents, we have these children in our primary care for at least the first 3 to 5 years of their life, depending on when you
yes,
enroll them in school. Most of my kids started at 3 because I wanted them to
yes,
have social skills, right? But
yes,
here's the thing, we need to start with those parents who have the kids at home and help them build a foundation, because from what I'm
yes,
seeing, that's what is lacking. There's a lack of foundation and structure in the home. So if you don't have foundation and structure in the home, there's nothing to build upon. So just like what
yes,
you and Miss Regina the Queen Sue, we're gonna have to talk about this at a later date, but we definitely need
yes,
to start some type of situation to whereas we can grasp those women. Maybe we can get in touch with somebody at the WIC office, and get in tune with those women so that we can start embracing them and helping them, because sometimes they wasn't taught. Just like what someone said on here,
yes,
we got a lot of a lot of grandparents raising the kids, right? So when the grandparent is raising the kids, there's a generation gap. So
yes,
what they're teaching the kids is what they know, but it may not be as relevant as what's going on right then and there in the world.
right,
You understand what I'm saying? So
right,
that's another situation that we have to bridge the gap with as well, because a lot of times, there's a separation, and when a child doesn't feel loved by their parent, it's hard for them to really accept love from a stranger because they're in their psyche, you know, if my primary person didn't love me, how you gonna love me? See, I adopted 2 children before I even had any children. So I'm speaking from experience with that. My
Yes,
children stayed in therapy for a lot of years so that to help them understand that and work through those issues, the abandonment. You know what I'm saying? The
yes,
whatever maybe sexual abuse or sexual trauma that occurred while they were in her care. Those things need to be addressed and worked on.
yes. That's that counseling I'm talking about. That's the behavior modification that I'm talking about. That's what made me. I used to work with just the adults with it, but now it's about my kids. Even I never thought about it, and I've been doing kids for 27 years. I never thought about doing the behavior modification part with them until I got a set of kids about 8 years ago that needed it. And I've seen the difference in these babies, and I have some totally disrespect their moms because of what's going on in the household, and they don't have any respect. But like you say, they will open up with a stranger once they get to know that stranger, and that stranger is sincere. A kid will know if you on hot garbage, if you just trying to pull them and screen them along. They
Mhm.
know better than an adult.
Mhm.
I
Yes,
have had children that was on Ritalin and everything, no longer taking it, behavior problems because of the love, first and foremost.
yeah.
And I'm like you, I had foster kids. I'm their mama now, and I had them for 8 years straight. Now they grown, they got kids.
Hmm.
So, you know, I love this group that I'm seeing now. I think we need to meet even outside of Sonia's this broadcast. And when we come back on this broadcast, we done came up with some more good solutions to other
Yes.
mothers and stuff. We're here on, they might can't make a meeting, but they can utilize the tools that we're gonna give them in
Yes.
order to help them in their household.
Hmm.
And they'll reach out. We ain't gotta go to the wit, nothing. I got them all around me.
Okay. We
Believe
can
me.
yeah.
Hey, I got them all around me that
Right,
we can
because you
start
invest in
right there.
stuff. Regina, could you
Huh?
please tell the public what you do with Ashanti Residential? Tell us, give us.
Yes. For 32 years, I've had licensed recovery homes. I started off with women with children, but when you start getting those grants, those contracts, because women with children, they need their own room. Whereas you got, I let go to women with children, and I got a men's facility, I got a women's facility. I get them straight from Department of Correction or treatment, and I help them get their lives together. For 27 years, I have been doing out of my pocket diamonds in the rough. And those are my children program I do in the summer.
Yeah.
And I actually have those children. They start at 12, but hey, it take me to 10 o'clock to get them home because some don't want to go home. But
Hmm.
every weekend, I show them another part of Chicago. I also take them camping. I take them to the resort. I spend a lot of time with them. They have in and with my program, they have modeling, they have etiquette. The kids need to know etiquette, how to do the tables, how to handle themselves. I also have music and art therapy that they expresses themselves through their art and their music therapy.
Do you
And
need
then
any more
just like I,
volunteers?
huh?
Do you need any volunteers? I would love to volunteer.
Yes, I'm in Malley High School. I'm also in Hughes High School. And in Hughes High School, that's an elementary. Only 8 graduated last year. Eight,
Yeah.
8 kids. So the more people that I can get to help me, the more schools we can get into, the more, and not only that, some, and Lord give me that I'll be able to pay for the help that is needed to help our kids. That's my
I
thing
wanna
now.
tell you something, Miss Regina. You said
Yes,
they don't want to go home because for them you are home. I just wanted to tell you that.
yes,
You are
yes.
home. So
Thank you.
why leave home when you already at home?
You know what? That's been said to me, even with the adults at the recovery home. I had to open up independent house. What I do, I come up with solutions. Now I got two independent houses for women, and I'm opening up one as we speak next week for men to move them to the next phase. Now
Mhm.
I got one independent house. They've been there 4 years. I done found them an apartment. They got their cars. They got plenty of money saved up 2, 3 thousand. They can go, but just like you say, some have fear that they gonna fall again. But I just push him out. You know how mama got to push him off the net?
Mhm.
That's what I have to do. I also got a transportation company. See, back then it was hard for ex offenders to get a job. Thank God for the second chance that the congressman passed. I was able to go talk to employers and factories and go through a tip that they'll go 90 days and then they'll be on their payroll and they get a tax incentive. So that's what my transportation company did. But now it's doing that as well as picking up people for dialysis and all that good stuff. See, I created jobs to help our community. I
Mhm.
also got a catering company.
Mhm.
Sonia tell you, I
Yeah.
cater for the elected official. I'm Congressman Danny Davis' personal cater and
Mhm.
organizations I cater for. That away my babies. And I call everybody my babies, which is the adults in the community. I may say that I even in the community, but in my home, they have that experience as well. That's why I'm so apt now from being on this. I applaud you women that we gonna make a difference
Yes.
in our families
That's right.
within now.
Okay,
We
you got.
go and we ain't gonna be scared.
Oh
We
no.
gonna help our babies just like I don't know who need pampers and all that stuff, but I have access to all of that.
Mhm.
So if we help one another, take some of the pressure off the household, especially with these single moms. We got single dads too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Help them and it'll make it easier.
Okay,
Mhm.
Jamila Harris said, "This is great. Thank you."
Mhm.
Um,
Thank you.
He
Thank you.
said, indeed, Joe Biden and Bill Clinton signed the 1994 crime bill. That's why all the projects were torn down. They took
Yes,
17 billion out the welfare system and put it in the
yes,
prison. During that time, our youth were considered as super predators. So now we are dealing with the babies of these so-called super predators. But in
yes,
reality, our children are genetically modified by the system, basically setting them up for failure. Shaking my head. So we must know
yes.
and understand the plot in order to fix it.
All right.
Yes,
Yes,
he's
sir.
Yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah,
Yes, yes, he's absolutely right. Even the congressman, he signed that bill to have the projects tore down, and those was generations of people in there. And they supposed to had offered them X amount of housing, but that did not happen. What they did is build gated communities in the suburbs and put them out there to get them out of. And if
They
you can see where they found them projects, the buildings they done built is even taller than the projects. So why
Mhm.
and
tear
they're
it down?
not affordable for them to even live in.
Right.
That's not affordable housing. It's definitely not. Okay, you
Sorry,
guys, this has been a wonderful
but
show. Queen Sue. Okay,
Yes.
Shantae, go. Okay, we got to close out. So say your final words.
Who, me?
No, Shantae. Hold on. Everybody gonna get a
Okay,
chance.
Shantae.
Okay. Well, I'm really grateful to have been here
Not
with you all.
Shantae.
Some wonderful ideas, Miss Virginia. Thank you for everything you've been doing for the community for the last several decades. I
Yeah,
want to offer this program called Sunshine Business Enterprises to all our entrepreneurs out there that can continue to help build our communities. Sunshine Business Enterprises, they have access to grants and all types of wonderful things. So please check that program out. My business, Lotus Trauma Care, can provide you with some trauma-based therapy with passionate therapists who care about you, your children. Work with children 13 all the way on up through adulthood. We also come out and support organizations as well who need support and how to deal with some of the trauma that we're seeing in our communities, some different skill sets. We got a YouTube vlog called Mind Over Matter that can also help you understand how overwhelming stress does impact us as a people and what we can do to begin overcoming it, because there is no escaping it. A lot of these things that we
okay.
just talked about the system doing is historical trauma, right? But once we understand what we're navigating, we can then empower ourselves and begin taking our communities back, taking our
Yes,
mindset back, taking our healing back, right? The resilience is in
yes,
love, the relationships, the beliefs, our thoughts are so powerful, right? And so I encourage everybody to
yes,
believe in, because if we all collectively believe, and we are then able one step closer to the healing and resiliency that is
yes,
in our DNA. So I thank you all for having me this evening. And I thank you, sisters, as well, for y'all being here.
Thank you so
yes.
much. Fatima,
I
any
gotta
final
connect
words?
with.
Hold on, Miss Regina. Hold on. Fatima,
Peace and blessings. What a
any final words, sister?
It's always beautiful to be around minds. And actually, Gina, thank you for honestly being here and honestly for me hearing that story today, because it really is one of the lifetime goals that I have. So to actually see that if I keep going with what I'm trying to do, you know what I mean, that it can be beneficial, because with doing things out of your pocket, sometimes you just be like, oh, and I try not to murmur and complain because I see the need. But to hear that, like, you really did inspire me to do things. So everything really goes to, we have to be active. You know what I mean? You can't sit around and just talk about it. See me, and we can't be for what's going on too. It's there for a reason. You know what I mean? And with that being said, that can't be the excuse. So again, for having me here, but have me as well on this topic. And peace and blessings, everybody.
Thank you, Fatima. Woo, any final words for the people?
I think that us as people, we need to be more solution based. And, anybody can call out problems. It takes a bunch of inspired people to find the solutions. And I found inspiration in the 30 minutes I was able to be here with Miss Regina and Shantae. I don't personally know you ladies, but I think y'all are beautiful. I think what y'all are doing is beautiful. And any way I can help and support, please just let me know.
All
You.
right, Queen. You muted, Queen. You muted.
Yes, I want to thank Regina. I want to thank Shantae for attending the Aisha Sisters broadcasting and podcast show today. This has been something that's been troubling, that's been on my mind about the children, because I got so many grandchildren, and Regina is a very phenomenal resourceful everything. And to the Aisha sisters that's here to support this broadcast today, she has been the one that's been pushing me in our walk to go further with the resources and how to come together and do the things the right way. This one right here is a gem. I was inspired with her. I know I don't have that much time and nothing like that. I was inspired with her because Regina is running for her life. You understand what I'm saying? She's running for her life, and she loves life to the fullest. And what came from Regina was from my heart to her heart. And I told her, I said, you won't be able to beat me up off of you. Me and the Aisha sisters gonna follow you to wherever you're going, to the moon, because she is a woman that's very intelligent with a whole lot of skill, a whole lot of resources, and a whole lot of love. That's genuine. She's genuine to what she's doing.
You muted the Green Queen.
I want to thank Shantae here, my cousin, um, working with trauma and mental illness in our family and having the organization that she's got. I want to make sure before I'm going to connect with all of you to come together. We're gonna sit at the table. We're gonna have breakfast or brunch with Regina. Regina, I want to introduce you to my sisters. That one is over here from Indianapolis, and the other one over here, D. Woods from Michigan, and so they you know they have resources around the globe because we got women all around in 50 states. But it's time for us to come together as a whole and quit playing and hit the ball. And they have been sticking. It has been some hard times. You hear what I'm saying? I thought that it took 100 people, but you could be 3 or 4 people together. If you pushing for the same thing, you're gonna knock a wall down. And I thank you. This is beautiful. And to my vice president, um, Freddie, honey, you understand what I'm saying? She's pushing the Aisha Sister movement. We have the Aisha Sister broadcaster. She didn't already rent it for to keep us going up a different broadcast through it because we got something to offer for other people to come in and use our station to get out what they need to get out through our broadcast. So I'm so happy with this. This is the best. And Regina, I love you. I love you all. I love my sisters. I love everybody. And this has been a very beautiful show. And we will do it again. Every
Oh,
second
yeah.
and fourth Sunday, we'll come up with some type of different topic and other guests to come up on there. Regina, you know I'm boots on the ground and you know I'm right behind you. You know I'm at you.
All right, Regina, final word, Swing. Come on with it. You muted, Queen. You muted.
Am I okay? Okay, I just want to thank Sonia for inviting me on this, and for my young lady, Shanti, which is my organization, is named after her. I would
Mhm.
love to get with you because that's one of my missions that I'm working with. And my young lady that is doing it out of her pocket, I'm here to tell you if you got a vision, a dream, you go for it. Because from out of your pocket, you're going to receive the monies that you need. And for my young lady that's from Indiana, Indianapolis,
No,
or what
Michigan.
Sonia said, from Michigan,
Mhm.
hey, we're going to reach all the way to Michigan if we got to come to Michigan.
Come on
They
with it.
have set you up. That's
Hmm.
what we're going to do. Sonia did a mission about the Hope Coalition that she belongs to.
Yes.
In the Hope Coalition, I'm the president of it. And there's a
Mhm.
lot of organization, a lot of new organization. And you come to us, be a part of us. We're going to help fulfill your dream because your dream is helping the community. It takes all of our visions and dreams to do this. And I just thank God that I was a part of in the MC. You are awesome.
Thank you
Continue
so
to MC this, and you're doing a beautiful job. And I just want to say thank all of you guys. Hopefully we can form that round table, and I want to be a part of any and everything that you guys are doing.
You will.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Miss Regina, Shantae, D Woo, Fatima. Man, I thank all you guys for logging on. This was so beautiful. You know, I just love to see y'all faces anyway. Miss Regina, um, your spirit, your energy is unmatched. I've been to a Hope Coalition meeting with Queens too. I saw you at the domestic violence summit last Saturday, you know, with your ladies, you know what I'm saying? And I applaud you. I applaud you. Your story was so inspiring. You know, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and you know, just hearing you, it just you just man, you did something. You ministered to my spirit today, and I want to thank you for that. You know, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I thank everybody for watching. Thank Every second and fourth Sunday, you guys, 5 p.m. The Aisha sisters, like, share, and subscribe. We're out of here.
Thank you.